Today we're diving into a company you may not have heard of, Velovita. They're doing some pretty interesting things.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
What's really got my attention with Velovita is just how fast they're growing. We're talking about a company that popped up in 2020, and they're already a global player.
Yeah.
That's almost unheard of in this industry.
Yeah, no, totally. It's crazy. Like, they went from 0 to 100 in, 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's not like they're just selling your run-of-the-mill vitamins. Like, this is biohacking. You think cutting-edge supplements, EMF, what are they called? EMF blocking pendants. It's almost like someone took a Silicon Valley startup and smashed it into a wellness retreat.
That's a good way to put it.
And it's actually kind of stylish, you know? So, how did they get here?
Right.
What's the secret sauce? That's what we're going to unpack today.
I think a lot of it comes down to their strategy. Like, they're using technology in a way that most companies in this space haven't even thought of.
Okay, so before we get ahead of ourselves, let's give everyone a quick rundown of what Velovita is all about. So they're really into this biohacking thing, but what does that even mean?
So biohacking, it's kind of a buzzword, right?
Yeah.
But it boils down to using tech, nutrition, lifestyle tweaks, all that to kind of hack your own biology, right?
Yeah.
So you can perform better physically and mentally.
Become the best version of yourself.
Exactly.
I like that.
And that desire for self-improvement. Velovita's tapped right into that,
Yeah.
especially with their products.
Yeah, and they've got these snap supplements where you can mix and match, right?
Right, depending on your goals.
So you're basically building your own little wellness toolkit,
Exactly.
which is cool. And then they have those EMF blocking pendants. Yeah. Now, those are new to me. Do those things really work?
You know, to be honest, the science is still kind of iffy on those EMF blockers.
Right.
But the fact that Velovita is selling them, I think it speaks volumes about the people they're targeting, right? These are folks who are into wellness, they're tech savvy, and they're not afraid to try new things.
That's a really good point. It's almost like they're selling a certain kind of lifestyle, right? Not just products.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're doing it through this really interesting blend of direct sales and e-commerce, but with a super high-end feel.
It's got a very deliberate image.
Yeah.
Very, very deliberate.
Which is pretty smart, right? Especially these days.
Oh, absolutely. They're going after a demographic with a lot of spending power, folks who care about quality, convenience, and, of course, a brand that aligns with their values. Velovita gets that.
Okay, so let's dive into their expansion a bit, because their timeline is honestly pretty mind-blowing. They launched in 2020 in the US and Canada, pretty standard, right? A year later, boom, Europe.
They don't waste any time.
No, they don't. And get this, they start accepting Bitcoin.
That was a smart move. Really smart. You got to remember, this was right when cryptocurrency was blowing up, especially with the younger crowd. So them adopting Bitcoin, it wasn't just about, another way to pay. It was a statement. Yeah.
And they just swallow up Jeunesse Global's entire Latin American division. Now, for people who don't know, Jeunesse is a big deal in the network marketing world. Huge.
Sure.
This was not a small move. So now it's like they're playing this global domination game.
Each region they're going into, it's strategic. Take Latin America, they've already got this massive existing network marketing scene. Velovita comes in, scoops up Jeunesse's operation, and bam, instant foothold. It's really savvy.
It's like they're playing chess and everyone else is playing checkers.
Exactly.
So what is it about them? What's the secret sauce that's letting them expand like this? I mean, what are they doing that's so different from every other company selling supplements online?
One thing that really jumps out at me is their focus on doing everything in-house.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Logistics, marketing, engineering, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
They're vertically integrated, which you don't see too often in this industry.
That's interesting. Most companies outsource that stuff, right?
Exactly. A lot of these companies, they're reliant on third-party manufacturers and distributors, all that.
Right.
But Velovita, they're keeping it all under one roof. Right. Tighter control over the supply chain, quality control, their brand messaging. It's smart.
So they can be nimble. They can react to the market quickly.
Exactly. And I bet it saves them a ton of money over time, even if the upfront costs are higher.
Makes sense.
But it gets to a bigger point about how they operate. They're playing the long game, not just about, quick profits, but building a loyal customer base, offering that incredible value.
Yeah.
It's a risky move, but it could pay off big time if they can keep it up as they grow.
Definitely.
They're tapping into that human need for personal growth, for community, especially in this digital world we live in. And they've done it by being really intentional about their image. their message.
Okay, so we've painted a pretty rosy picture so far, but let's get real for a second. There have to be challenges with this kind of growth, right? It can't all be smooth sailing. What are some of the hurdles they might face as they get bigger?
Oh, of course. Rapid expansion, it's exciting, but it puts a strain on any company, especially in a world as fast-paced as wellness.
Right.
Whole other set of challenges.
Yeah, like what? Give us the inside scoop. What are they up against?
Well, for one, it's going to be tough to keep up that. They're going to have to be smart about their pricing as they move into new markets, places where people might not have as much disposable income. Maybe they offer like some budget-friendly products, starter kits, something like that.
Okay, so make it accessible. I got it.
Yeah.
Then there's the whole, competition thing. There are a ton of wellness and biohacking companies out there.
Yeah.
How do they stand out from the crowd and not become like yesterday's news?
It all comes back to innovation. They have to stay ahead of the curve, anticipate what the customer is going to want next, whether that's a new product, a new technology, even just a cool marketing campaign. They can't just rest on their laurels.
It's like they're running a marathon, but the finish line keeps moving.
100%.
But let's zoom out for a second, look at the bigger picture. What does Velovita's success, at least so far, tell us about where the whole wellness industry's headed?
I think it shows that people are hungry for personalized solutions. Cookie-cutter wellness just doesn't cut it anymore. People want solutions that are tailored to them, their needs, their goals.
Like that whole biohacking thing we were talking about.
Exactly. Taking control of your health, optimizing your life.
Right.
But it's bigger than that even, right? It's about having choices.
Yeah.
Having agency, not just over your health, but your well-being, how you work, all of it. And that actually brings us to another interesting point about Velovita and what their success might say about the future of work in general.
Ooh, okay, I'm listening.
Think about it. Velovita's killing it in this world of like remote work, digital marketing, the whole gig economy thing. They're offering people a way to be their own boss, work from anywhere.
And that's huge for a lot of people, especially younger generation. They don't want to be tied down to a desk.
Exactly. And look, it's not for everyone,
Right.
but we all know that.
Right.
But you got to give them credit. Velovita's shown that this model, it can shake things up. It can create opportunities.
So it's a viable path.
Yeah, if you're willing to put in the work.
Definitely interesting food for thought. So as we wrap things up here, I'm left with one big question. Can this model of rapid tech-driven expansion really disrupt things?
But no matter what happens, Velovita is a fascinating case study. They've shown what's possible with a little innovation, a lot of ambition, and a deep understanding of what people want.
It's a story about like personal transformation and
The changing nature of work.
exactly, and all the possibilities that come with a more connected world.
100%.
So there you have it, folks. The rise of Velovita, biohacking, global domination, and the future of, well, a lot of things. And the craziest part is the stories just begin.